Hey guys, today we're going to look at dogs and their connection to gods. Have you ever wondered if ancient Indians walked their dogs? Did they keep dogs as pets inside their houses and took their dogs out for walking every day? The common narrative from historians is that ancient Indians did not allow dogs inside the house, and they were only kept outside. Even today, you can see a lot of street dogs in India, and many people think this is how Indians historically treated dogs. And they say this practice of keeping dogs as pets inside the house and taking them out for a daily walk was learned from Europeans just a few centuries ago. But I found this 900-year-old carving. Here is a pretty woman, but right next to her, you can see this man, her assistant. And what is he doing? He's holding a leash tied to a tiny pet dog. This carving is in the ancient Chennakesava temple at Belur, and it really changes our perspective. Indians did keep dogs as pets inside the house. This is why you need a collar and leash. If the dogs were always left outside, there is no need for a collar and leash. And see how the dog is shown as tiny and cute, like a modern-day pug. See, they're not showing a dog that's huge or aggressive, which has real benefits like guarding or protecting. They're clearly indicating that people used them as cute little pets in ancient times too. And the dog is even shown barking. This is why the sculptor has carved an open mouth. This is just a tiny dog. It serves no practical purpose. Yet, they kept it as a pet for its cuteness, just like today. I found another carving too. This is a beautiful female hunter who has just released an arrow to kill a bird. This statue is more than 15 feet from the ground, so I was zooming in with my DSLR camera and I found this dog. Again, her assistant is holding a dog. In this carving, you can clearly see a collar on its neck, and you can see the leash going from the back of the collar, and that leash is firmly held by the assistant. Look at the end of the leash. It even has a loop. This is exactly like a modern-day leash. We have this so we can put our hand inside to make sure the dog is in our control. And look at this dog. It looks perfectly calm, just waiting, right? Waiting for what? Yeah, you can successfully shoot an arrow and kill a bird that's flying hundreds of feet away. But how will you retrieve the fallen bird? Everything has to be quiet until the bird is hit. But once the bird falls down, this dog will go and retrieve the bird. This type of a dog is called a retriever, or a gun dog whose job is to retrieve the game. The most popular one today is the golden retriever. There are many ancient carvings of dogs in Indian temples. This one shows a large, aggressive dog. And this carving is also more than 850 years old. Actually, it shows a giant native breed called the Bullykutta, which surprisingly still exists, even though people don't breed the native dogs much anymore. The most important detail in this carving is this band. You see, a harness was used on its back for better control. Today, owners use harnesses on dogs just like what we see in the carving. Instead of a collar on the neck, the harness goes on the dog's body. Now, dogs have been carved in several ancient cultures because I think domestication of dogs probably contributed significantly to human advancement. Egyptian carvings show dogs with collar and leash. This is approximately 4,500 years ago. They have even given a royal ceremonial burial to a dog called Abutiu in the Giza complex in ancient Egypt. Greek carvings show dogs, and here is an Assyrian carving. Look how realistic this is. I mean, it looks like you're actually looking into the past. Here is an ancient Roman carving where a hunting dog is literally taking a deer down. Of course, you may think this is not a domesticated dog, it's a wild dog. But look at its neck, you can see the collar. So you can see ancient cultures around the world show domesticated dogs as an important part of their culture. But did ancient civilizations worship dogs as gods? Yes, Egyptians worshipped Anubis, the dog-headed god, and many experts argue that this is a jackal, and some have argued that this is a dog breed called Pharaoh Hound. This looks exactly like the face of Anubis. The Greeks had something much more fascinating called Cerberus, a three-headed dog that guards the underworld. I love how the Greeks always showed the dog with a single body and kind of having three fierce-looking heads, not regular dog faces. Now, 4,000 miles away from Greece, we can see this carving in India, a three-headed dog in a Hindu temple. It is carved below a horse in a war scene. So what is the story? This dog is actually called Sharvara in Hinduism, and he is also the guardian of the underworld. How can two ancient civilizations in two different continents show the exact same figure? But it's not just the same physical features. Notice the similarity between the two words, Cerberus and Sharvara. These two are modern words, but 2,000 years ago, Greeks called it Kerberos and Hindus called it Karvara in Sanskrit. There is no doubt that they were quite interlinked. Both are guardians of the underworld. Both were used by god of death. The Hindu dog is shown next to Yama, the god of death. And this is the Greek god Hades, again, god of death. Both dogs have three heads and both have very similar names. So this is not a coincidence. It's clear that both these civilizations were interlinked, probably worshipped the same gods, and had similar religious rituals. And I'm doing a very simple analysis here, right? Just comparing the dogs mentioned around the world. If historians and archaeologists start digging deeper, I'm sure they can find out that all the ancient civilizations had the same root. I hope you liked this video. I am Praveen Mohan. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.